about, is there any one sign that it's a really amazing year for that sign, especially if you are a wood snake in your thing? How does it play out for each of the individual signs?
Well, that's a very difficult question to answer, because that depends on your individual chart, and there is no perfect year for everybody, and there's no perfect year for each individual either. There will be times, and that's why a personal reading is very important, because that's based on your specific date of birth, time and place, and that's unique to you. So what cycles are you personally going through? Where does Pluto in Aquarius land in your personal chart? Where does Jupiter in Cancer land in your chart? This is what you need to know, because these are the areas that you are going to be able to focus on and be more successful in this year.
That's a great answer, actually, and I can attest to the accuracy of readings. Both Lee and I have had readings with Michelle, and before we were together, Michelle was saying we were going to be together, and Lee kept saying, no, that's not possible. But Michelle said, but it's in the signs, it's in the stars.
And we had to wait a while, but
it happened.
Yeah, it did, big time.
I don't invent anything. I just read. That's all I do. I don't invent stuff. That's the beauty of astrology.
One of the things Kryon has now been, he just opened up suddenly in these last couple of months, saying the emergence of the indigos is at hand. Now, you even had mentioned this. You're going to see younger people. They're going to be making a difference. We're already starting to see this. Is this commensurate with what you're seeing in 2025? Absolutely. We're going to see a lot more young people making an influential print on us?
Absolutely. This is so exciting. I started doing that on my YouTube channel, and I didn't have time to continue, but I will, I promise. Looking at the generation. So the generation, for example, the generation of Neptune in Pisces, those kids who were born between 2012 and now, I mean, they're incredible with music. You play them, you give them like a little snippet of a little song, and they play the whole thing, and they have never seen the sheet music. I'm like, how do they do that? But that's Neptune and Pisces. The generation, when Pluto entered Scorpio, that's when we started talking about AIDS and the dangers of that. The flower people were Neptune and Libra. They were like, to hell with marriage, we want to live together and have fun and live our life in a beautiful way in communities. So this is very important. So now Pluto in Aquarius, it's definitely going to bring leaders who are younger, who are more connected to the crowds of people, and who really will install true democracies. And that will be the development there, because people are going to take power in their own hands. They're going to be to hell with all this, It's not working. Let's do it our way.
And does the signs also support the young leadership to have support? Because there may have been times before where they did want to take their power, but humanity as a whole wasn't ready for it. So would you say that we're being primed to implement change and support it?
Absolutely. And also with Uranus and Gemini, both are very, Uranus is a very innovative, freedom-loving, rebellious, revolutionary sign. And Gemini is the adolescent in the zodiac. It's the one who's curious about everything, who wants to know everything, who wants to travel, wants to meet people, wants to get information about everything. So that also will bring a younger spirit in life. We won't, and things are going to change so fast that people are not going to be able to be stuck in their ways anymore. It's just not going to work. We have to get out of our comfort zone. We have to change. We have to open new space. We have to create new possibilities, because the old is just not working anymore, period.
We had, just not to give away anything, but you were in Hawaii with us for the final choir, which is the Pineal Tones Choir, where you actually gave this presentation to, I think we had 300 people there in the choir, which was amazing. And you got to see also what Kryon said about that final choir. What is it doing? And he said it's opening the door to the message that says to the ETs or whatever, we've arrived. In other words, we are now ready for contact. So this was very interesting that in your reading, you've alluded to that as well. I'm amazed at what you can get out of these readings that then become so factual, so practical, and all that. So do you agree that perhaps this is a little closer now than it ever was before?
Oh, absolutely. Because with all the planets changing signs, all of them, can you imagine that? I mean, this maybe it doesn't mean anything to you, but to me as an astrologer, it's like unheard of. This is crazy. This is incredible. And that really means we are stepping into a whole new reality and something that we have been preparing for and waiting for a long, long time. And now it's coming. So it's very exciting. I can't wait for 2025. I think it's going to be the year there's going to be before 2025 and after 2025. That's how major this transition is going to feel.
I think a lot of people have been waiting for this. It's like we've been through, I remember, Michelle, once you talked about going through a washing machine cycle in terms of astrology, and I think everyone's ready for that tumultuous washing machine cycle to complete itself.
Absolutely. And we need to let go of things. Let go of things that don't serve us anymore. Let's, this end of year, do a big spring cleaning in your home. Go through all your files, all your closets, all your clothes, everything, and keep only what you really love, what you will really need. And we need to downsize also. We get, encumbered with so much stuff that we don't need, that just takes space and takes life away from us. Now it's time to simplify and just move on with as little luggage as possible, also emotionally. It's time to let go of toxic people, toxic situations, not burden ourselves with those painful, heavy, situations that don't add anything to our lives. Now we need enrichment. We need solidarity. We need like-minded, like-spirited people around us. We need good opportunities. We need to create that. And that's what I talk about. I talk a lot about that in my shaman school, dreaming our life into being, that we need to visualize what we want, the destination that we seek, and stop focusing on all those things we do not want. It's crazy. I think you remember that, Monica, one time I had done an experiment. I put all my tarot cards upside up so people could choose. They were not randomly choosing a card. And they all chose the bad cards. And I'm like, hello, it was obvious. The guy stabbed in the back, the person bleeding to death. I mean, come on. They're like beautiful cards. Why are you choosing those ones? What is wrong with you? So, but I don't know why people tend to go to the negative all the time. And drama, that's the drama of our times.
I think that's been programmed into us.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's about presenting the new program where we get back in touch with our authentic selves rather than the programmed self. And that's certainly where the astrology, I feel, helps to connect you into the blueprint, that authentic blueprint that we are. So if you had any kind of final phrase or final message you wish our Kryon community to take with them for this coming year, what would that be? Final words.
Be positive. Focus on the outcome you want. And know that with all these planet-changing signs, we have the ability to manifest the life that we want. And ditch your TV, ditch short of that, start to really focus on the outcome, a spiritual, a positive outcome that uplifts humanity, because then you become a sun that people are going to be drawn to you because you are sharing the light. And we are light bearers. We are the ones who are showing the way to the future out of all this darkness. So be the light.
I love it.
So beautifully expressed. Be the light.
Yeah.
That's what we're all here for.
Yeah.
And we're now going to take a break. Thank you so much, Michelle. We'll see everybody else here for miracle moments and the circle of 12. Well, welcome back, everyone. And thanks again, Michelle. She always writes the most amazing newsletters. I subscribe to Michelle and her email list, and there's always really fabulous reports. She's so knowledgeable in terms of everything in the astrology realm.
She's a wonderful writer, too.
Yes, really, really great. And we also... other than appreciating Michelle, which we do, we really appreciate and love how many of you are going to the Miracle Moments section of your portal. It allows you to submit prayer requests or maybe even report a miracle that you've had.
By now, many of you are aware that we are randomly selecting some prayer requests from the lists in the portal and giving the members, you, the opportunity to join us in giving love and energy. It's one of my favorite parts of the program. What is happening, however, is that we are now often hearing back from you and from those who are having energy given to them and reporting their own miracles and their own benevolent outcomes. That's the whole idea, everyone. Prayer and affirmations work, and that's why we are doing this section of the program. It just doesn't get better than this, to know that we have helped with someone's life puzzle and have helped them to resolve it. So let's do it again. I'd like to spend some time now sending energy to 2 individuals selected randomly from our prayer list. Let's concentrate on Emma. Let's send prayer energy to Emma. We don't have to know anything about her request. Isn't this beautiful? It's in the field. This is the love energy that we can send to Emma. And we can visualize her in a way that there has been a benevolent outcome for whatever it is that she listed that she needed. So let's visualize for Emma right now, all of us together, living a life of joy. Living a life of joy. With everything that she's asked for resolved. Seeing her pleased that it's resolved. Let's do the same now for Lucas. We don't have to know anything about Lucas as well. He's a light worker, he's a member, he's part of our family, and he has a request. So let us see that in a multidimensional way as solved for Lucas. Let's hold a most benevolent outcome for Lucas. Let's visualize Lucas filled with peace, and let us celebrate the magnificence of Lucas. Thank you, everyone, for joining me in sending love and energy to those who have requested it. I'd like to ask Monica now to share a miracle moment that has happened to one of our members.
Tonight's miracle moment truly is extraordinary, and it comes from Grace. And Grace says, thank you, Kryon. I had lymphoma stage 2 in 2012 with internal hemorrhoids and daily bloody noses and an inactive thyroid following the chemo treatments. I began listening to Kryon well before Healing Wednesday began. I was talking to my body, telling my cells to get younger, and all the symptoms have disappeared. Friends began commenting on how young I look. I now do hot yoga with ease, and I have adopted Dr. Brooke Goldman's green smoothies. My body no longer shakes. I have a new lover and more joy. I have also become an emotion code practitioner studying with Dr. Nelson, and I now help others with this amazing healing work and energy healing. Isn't that just the most wonderful outcome that Grace shared with us? Not only was she able to do some miraculous healings on herself, she is now an example that other people comment on and is helping others. So there's others out there who are in need of assistance, prayers, love and support. Many of those names, situations have been listed on the prayer request. So let's together send energy to every single person on that list. I invite you to close your eyes and become aware of the area around your heart center. Your heart center has such capacity for sending and receiving love and compassion. So let's utilize this engine of love and compassion to send out energy, healing, love, benevolence to all those who are requesting our help, whether it's in the past, present, or future. All of those requests are known at the quantum level, at the multidimensional level, at the level that exists beyond 3D. And the engine of love and compassion is able to connect and communicate with all of those on the list. So you may even visualize a beam of rainbows, love, hearts emitting from you now as it sends out that energy we are requesting. And there are those thousands of recipients who are receiving it. Let us extend that beam of rainbow, love, and hearts emitting out from our heart center, going all around the planet, and finding every human on the body, every human on the body of Earth, this planet that we share. And know that at the same time that you are sending out these beams of rainbows, love and hearts, there is an infinity loop happening now. You too are included. And so there is nothing more to do in this moment. We thank you for joining in. And let us now receive from Kryon and the Circle of 12.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. Come a little closer. Come a little closer to that which is the love, the joy, and the beauty of the core of yourself called the soul. The Circle of 12 was designed as a trip to a multidimensional soul of yours, where every single program, every single week, you have the ability to move across a bridge of dimensionality into that which was a special place, an unusual place, since that's not necessarily where anyone said you could go before. Your soul, not an oversoul, not a higher self, but your actual soul. Those who describe the soul will say it's indescribable. What would it look like? A piece of the Creator. What the Creator put together at the same time, by the way, that all the universes were put together. This soul of yours has been around a very long time. It has other purposes, dear ones, until it got here. And for some of you, here is that which is the lifetimes on earth, that you come and go and come and go and come and go for the reason of enhancing consciousness with humans on a planet toward that which is what we will call mastery or ascension status. All of that is why you're here. And the changes that have occurred in these last years are really enormous. allowing you to have a thinning veil so that you can visit your soul a lot more often and a lot more transparently. I'm going to ask you to do that right now with me. Let's go across the bridge yet again together. Take my hand. We cross the bridge yet again into this unbelievably beautiful, peaceful area, energy, which is anything that you wish to have it be that soothes you. We are saying to you that there is an appreciation of how different you all are and what makes you happy and peaceful. Go there. Be with me in that peaceful place. Let me stand next to you and love you in that peaceful place. Let your guides be there as well. And knowing your name and realizing you are home. And in this place tonight, it's a little different. Go through that door yet again, but I want you to be very quiet, because what you're going to see is something I don't want you to disturb it, not yet. I want you to see something that seems to be metaphoric, but it really is not. Not at all. What I want you to see is the preparations for your future. And if this is going to go well, you're going to have to hide. I want you to hide. Just crouch behind this curtain with me, and let's just peek around. And let's just see on this huge place that you find yourself. It's almost like a beautiful field, but there's a lot of preparation going on here. Who are you really? If it came right down to it, and you could stop everything in the universe, and a little light came to you and pictured you and started to define you, and the Spirit came forward and stepped forward and said, I want to tell you about this person. And they said your name. Who are you? The first thing you would discover is that you are not one thing. As many times as we've given this lesson, it's a tough one. You, your soul, all that you think you are, is a group, and always has been. But when you're on this planet right now, you must appear to be, and the perception must always be, that you're singular. One person, one human, one soul, look in the mirror, same face, same face. And so you get used to that. And every human then is singular in this way. Maybe it's inappropriate, but I will tell you this is actually a joke. It's a joke of 3D. It has to be that way, but oh, if you could see who you are. You are multiple. All creatures, all angels who are multidimensional are on the other side of the veil. All entities and energies on the other side of the veil, in that place your soul resounds, are multiple. Because there is no three-dimensional singularity there. None. There are facets and pieces and parts of you that expand and then move and take over and do certain kinds of tasking. You even move in and out of those energies while you're on the planet, thinking you're sitting there just singular. Have you ever had a situation where you look back in your life and you go, who was that? I'm not that person anymore. You're right, you're not. Other energies of you came in that were wiser. They were more beautiful in their kindness, and they learned things. And now you stand there thinking, well, I've learned a lot, and I feel like another person. You are another person. This is how it works. How many guides do you have, and where do they live, and where are they, and how often do they visit you? These are all such linear questions, and the answer is yes. They're always there. They're always working with you. They're always visiting you, even if you don't want them to. Even if you've denied their very existence. They sit in the corner. And they'll hug you if you allow it. And if you don't, they won't. But they are part of you. They're attached to you. They cannot go away. So they just sit there and wait for the human being with your name on it to acknowledge their presence and say it's okay to be loved. This is the truth, the purity of who you are. Don't make much noise. We've got to crouch down here and watch what's going on in this room. There are dozens of figures doing something. They're all preparing for something. What work are they doing? You can't really tell. But they're hard at work. They're getting ready for something. Now be quiet, because if they knew you were here, they'd all stop. You'll see in a minute. Some of them it almost looks like they're building vehicles that are going to go somewhere. Others are just seemingly doing detail work. They're all doing something. And there's a lot of them. Oh, here comes some more. Be quiet. Now, I don't want them to see you here. You have to peek behind the curtain with me here just to see. You're behind the curtain, really, at this moment in time, and you don't want them to see you. What do you feel? What might they be doing? What's going on here? Let's do something special. Time for you to reveal that you're actually here as the human in this life, visiting your soul, and you step out into the light. Well, you don't have to say anything. All of them simply freeze. First of all, they're not used to the 3D self being part of a multidimensional system. But they know you are able to do this. And they relax for a moment. And then they do something you don't expect. They start applauding. And they start cheering. It's almost to them, this other part of your soul, this all the workers and all the guides and all the multiple yous that you don't get to see for all of your life, are then presented with you like you see a movie and the movie star steps off the screen so they can talk to you for a moment, and they are enamored. They can't believe it. It's you. It's you. And when the fuss stops down, one steps forward and says, we didn't know that you could come here. We knew it was possible, but we didn't know that you would. And you might say to them, I recognize all of you in some way. You're parts of me. You're parts of me. I know you somehow. And they say, indeed we are. And you would say, and what are you doing? What are you doing? You're busy. You're very busy here. And all of them smile, and the one says to you, we are getting ready for a future you don't expect, where things can change that you don't expect, where things will be different for you don't expect. And there's many of us, and there's many energies of us. Some of us are responsible for certain kinds of things with you, some or other. You'd be amazed what we are responsible for some of the emotions you might feel, for some of the things that are going to happen for you, for some of the relationship issues that you don't expect, for some of the changes, for the mastery that will come through your DNA. Oh, we are busy here for you. I hope you take a step back, because this is a little more real than you think. Will you allow this in your life, dear one? To have an assemblage of helpers and an entourage which is only responsible for changing a future into something hopeful for you and different for you? Will you allow this? And the one says to you, it's great to have you here, but we've got to do some more work here. So he steps back. They're all back to work. And you see what's going on. Preparations for you. Preparations for a greater you. More love, more peace and healing for the future. I wouldn't say these things unless they were true. Dear ones, stay a while and enjoy what this really, really means for you. And so it is.